All right, so here's a quick update on the DJI import halt at the CBP in customs. So a couple of days ago, I got a notification that my unit was detained, and I thought that it was random, but now after further investigation, finding that it was not so random, even though some other units did make it through to their final destinations. DJI has recently shipped out Air 3S units, which are inbound to the United States. Some of them already reaching the United States and in the process to their final delivery. Let's hope that is the case. But the Select Committee on the CCP put out a statement which sort of further backs where this directive was initiated from. So the CBP is just not going to act on their own accord. They're going to wait for directives from higher ups. So here we go. Mueller and Stefanik statement on CBP blocking imports from CCP-backed drone company DJI. So here's the official statement. For years, CCP drone manufacturer DJI has rightfully been blacklisted by the United States government for actively aiding the CCP in carrying out surveillance for their genocidal crimes against the Uyghurs in Xinjiang. Now we have discovered that DJI is not only aiding this genocide, but also forcing the Uyghur slave labor in Xinjiang to manufacture the very drones they use to surveil the human rights abuses against them in direct violation with the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. DJI is advancing the capabilities of the Chinese military, carrying out human rights abuses, using slave labor, and spying on Americans. It's high past time to end the U.S. dependence on this anti-American company and bolster American manufacturing by getting our unanimously passed Countering CCP Drones Act signed into law. Okay, so a couple of things here. Obviously, nobody read this before they put this statement out because some of the things they said just weren't like fully flushed. So I flushed it up for you. You're welcome, Elise. Number one, DJI has never shown any evidence that they are using slave labor to assemble their drones. The vast majority of my knowledge was that most of the manufacturing was done autonomously with minimal human interact. However, DJI has strongly denied these claims. They've denied these claims even in the past when they were first banned from CES, when these claims were first brought up and they were added to that entity list. Because of these claims, it's just sort of silly. So you're accusing them of something that they're not actively doing. That's like somebody accusing Elise of being a murderer when she's not. You know, she's a senator, she's a congresswoman, whatever she is, she's an idiot, but it doesn't mean that she may really be an idiot. I'm claiming she's an idiot, but she may not be. So she has to prove to me that she's not an idiot. That's exactly what's happening here with DJI. They're basically claiming they're doing something that they're not, putting another hurdle in place. Now, this hurdle is a very important hurdle because what this does is it creates a bipartisan objective here. So this whole human rights violation deal is something that is a hot topic for Democrats. And in order to pass the CCP drone bill, they need to have bipartisan support, and it has to be unanimous. And one way to gain that support is to present something to the Democrats that are on the fence, that have actively pushed back at this. This may be that tipping point that they were looking for. Now, right now, it's only passed the House, and it keeps failing in the Senate. They have tried and tried and tried twice now, yet they haven't been able to get it passed. In order for that bill to become law, it has to pass the House, has to pass the Senate, and then it goes across the president's desk for his signature. But they have to have both sides come to an agreement on this, and right now they haven't done it. I feel like this angle here, using the Uyghur slave labor and the human rights violation angle, is how they will try to get this done. I gotta applaud them for creativity, but the CBP still needs to do a formal investigation to determine whether or not that is actually happening. Otherwise, you're no better than any other country lying to their people and just pushing what you want because you have a couple of senators that are being backed by an American company to push this into law. You can't tell me that there's no influence coming from Skydio to get this done. You just can't. There's no way you can tell me that no roads lead back to Skydio pushing for this. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it one bit. But yet here we are. Here we are, yet another angle. And unless if somebody else sent this directive down, unless they have information that they don't have, and this is sort of like, I'll make an analogy here. Somebody sends your wife roses, but you take the credit for those roses. Maybe that's what Elise Stefanik is doing here. This was such an ingenious idea, but she wasn't smart enough to complete this idea, but she's just taking credit for this in her statement. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but either way, you have her to thank, possibly, for this current situation. But I just wanted to keep you updated. Hopefully your units that you've ordered do arrive. Mine shows arrival for Tuesday. So let's see if that still holds true. And if it doesn't, be sure to drop a comment down below letting me know if your unit did not arrive. I'll see you in the next video. And as always, stay original.